You're listening to Sheep, where we put the funny back into the news. I'm Andrew Bolton, and with me, as always, my fellow sheepolite, Mel Fessenden. All right, and we are back with another episode.
Hello, everyone. It is I, Mel Bolton.
And it is me, Andrew Bolton. And together we are
The
Sheep. I'm going to be honest with you, Melissa. I was on point. You were a distractor from that point.
But that was my mission, to test how well you would stay on point. And you nailed it. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I didn't realize that that's what you were doing. I'm pretty proud of myself now, actually.
Alright, guys,
man.
it's Monday.
Yep. And I just got peed on and called it rain.
Yep, that is what happened.
That is a Monday.
What happens on Mondays?
Yeah, that is very Monday-esque. Alrighty, guys. Well, I hope you guys had an enjoyable weekend.
That we do.
Good.
I also hope they had an enjoyable weekend.
As in that we do. Perfect. Anyways, guys, to help you get through your Monday a little bit faster, we've got some stories lined up for you. But you know that already, so let's just get into it, okay?
Okay.
There it is. Alrighty, starting off in our favorite state.
Florida.
Thank you. It's like one job.
Sorry.
Oh, my God. So, Florida man, and he's a Florida man, arrested for trying to buy 8-year-old girl for $100,000.
Is it weird? I was like, well, he's kind of priced it pretty well.
Yeah, that's how I thought. The price isn't the insult.
Usually you hear about like $5,000. They're trying to get a steal.
Yeah, but this guy went in there and he gave a...
Hey, that's a thoroughbred right there.
He just puts it... I'm picturing them selling a child, like him selling a child, or buying a child.
Yeah, he has to be a buyer.
He's a buyer, right? You know that scene in every like business movie where the seller and the owner are sitting down at a table and then they write some numbers down.
Oh, and they slide the paper across the table?
That's what I'm picturing.
He's like, hey, is the seat taken? No, please sit down. Join me and my daughter.
Yeah. Actually, that's why I'm here.
I'm going to make you an offer.
Yeah. So, a Florida sex offender. Oh, well, that kind of tarnishes it already.
It doesn't really suit the image we just spun for him.
Yeah, back in the day when they were lords and ladies and they offered to take your child. That was much better. But now they're registered sex offenders.
I'm in need of a manservant.
Yes.
Come, child.
So a Florida sex offender was arrested after he allegedly tried to purchase an 8-year-old girl for $100,000 at a grocery store.
Oh, man.
I mean, it was her fault. She had a barcode on. So.
Yeah, we always tell the kids not to jump in the produce section.
Yeah.
Might be sold.
Yeah. My goodness gracious. Right next to the celery. So Hellmuth Kolb, 85. It's unfortunate he's a sex offender because I actually really like that name.
What was it?
Hellmuth Kolb.
Nah.
That's not a...
Hellmuth?
Hellmuth.
No, it just sounds like an unintentional lisp on your name.
What do you think his name was supposed to be? Helmet? My name is Helmet. Like, have you ever thought about adding a lisp to it so that way
just
it's
an
not
H.
Helmet?
That's all we're asking for. One letter.
Hellmuth Kolb.
Maybe just Helm. I don't know. It doesn't even really sound like a real name to me, I guess.
Well, it's spelled Hellmuth.
Muth.
Muth, and then hell.
That sounds like a name I would come across in a fantasy novel.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
Okay, yeah, all right. This is checking off a lot of boxes for you.
So approach aside from his, child rapey ways.
Yeah, that's an X. That's an X in that box.
Yeah, obviously I'm not naming my firstborn Hellmuth. How did you come up with the name? Well, there was an 85-year-old rapist, and he threw down $100,000.
Yeah, I also don't like his spending habits. Just shooting for 100,000.
Well, he's 85. What is he saving it for?
He's 85. Wow.
Yeah. So approached the child's mom at a Winn Dixie. Gotta love a Winn Dixie. In Port Orange on Thursday and made the indecent proposal. Kolb was on probation and was banned from having contact with children after trying to buy a different child in Walmart in 2018. I guess he was thinking that, with the times and gas prices as they were.
He might have actually.
Yeah, I guess.
There's probably a corner thought there.
Desperate
in his
times.
mind.
I mean, I feel like India, we did a couple stories in India where they were selling their kids just because they couldn't afford to feed them anymore. And they're like, well, this guy said he could feed them.
I think a couple of them were from India. And then I think, I want to say a few were from like the Middle East too. So I think it's dual cultures that have been kind of doing that. But yeah, they just can't afford to pay for their 10 children, and 6 of them are female, so they just go and sell them off.
Yeah. Unlike the
Wrong country
Kujmalis down the street who all have boys. Those lucky bastards.
Yeah.
So Lauren Benning told the station she thought Kolb was just a lonely old man when he approached her and her daughter. Is there any other type? So he just came. Well, I guess there is. There's this.
Yeah.
There's.
This is too lonely.
Yeah, there's lonely.
With an age preference.
Lonely for a reason.
Yeah.
So he just came up and he started making comments about how pretty she was and how good her dancing was and how he could never have children and he wanted children.
Oh, that's giving me shivers.
I think that's God telling him you shouldn't have children.
I think this is one man we're happy to keep lonely.
Yeah, there's all the lonely. No, he deserves it.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
Stay over there.
Cut it out, Sarah McLachlan. Go across the street. You don't need to go over there. So, but the interaction soon took a dark turn, Benning told the station. He approached me in the parking lot, actually chased me down in the parking lot and said, hey. I'm guessing he's a little out of breath
Okay,
if he chased
85,
you down.
yeah.
85, chased you down, right? Winn Dixie's parking lot. Grocery store parking lots are on the bigger end of parking lots. Okay, so he approached me in the parking lot, actually chased me down in the parking lot and said, hey, I want to make a deal with you.
Ugh.
I'd like to buy her for $100,000. I was in complete shock.
What worries me is, has this worked for this guy before? Since he's had 2 cases or incidents where he's tried to pull this.
Yeah,
It's just leads just a little smidge of a dark question.
Yeah, yeah, because at the end of the other end, it's like, well, what cracks me up is he probably asked this question in the same thought process of like, no, that's a crazy thought. I shouldn't do it. Oh, it's crazy. Well, you do miss every shot you don't take, so. And he's like, because
he's got some pump it up guy in his ear.
Well, you got to think that the same type of inspirational quotes still apply for creepy.
Yeah.
For like creepy brave movements versus like, talking to a girl, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Like you still got to like, come on, man, she could be your type. You never know. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I think for these type of individuals, I don't know if they have like a mental pep talk in their head. For some reason, that can't exist in my mind. They're just skulkers. They're out there skulking and scheming.
Oh, so they don't have like an inner monologue?
I don't think so. I think it's more, well, I guess it could be an inner monologue, but it's more nasally and weaselly sounding. Not like this'll work.
Oh, so it's screech.
I'll tell him $100,000
So
and they'll definitely give her to me.
Yeah, so it's Screech from Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, that's how I picture his head.
Oh, okay.
Also, I don't think he has $100,000.
No, not if you're at Winn Dixie.
Yeah. You send your assistants to Winn Dixie or Walmart.
You got $100,000. You send somebody else to pick up a child for you.
What's the finder's fee for that?
A slap and tickle.
Oh.
Yeah. So he needs to be locked up and not allowed to be around our children, she reportedly said. Yeah. I mean, he's 85, but at the same time, could an 85-year-old still do some evil shit?
I'm voting for that island where we drop all the pedophiles.
Oh, no, that was...
Yeah, like a little bit of a self-sufficient island.
Should we just turn, like, Epstein's Island into that?
I think so. We confiscated that, right? The government or something?
Yeah, it's for sale. Nobody wants to buy it.
Yeah, confiscate that. Put him there because he's like, you kind of know the area.
Yeah.
And then just drop a whole bunch of other pedophiles because they all won't be into each other.
That's true.
They're all too old.
Right. And then just see what happens.
Maybe put some cameras in. Reality TV show.
Okay, now, I don't know what I think I want to see what pedophiles do to other pedophiles.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Just
been watching a lot of Love Island, and now I'm just like, island drama.
Yeah, I just want the audio. Like, what?
Seriously, though, just sealing those guys away would make me feel a whole lot better about the world.
Yeah. Hey, you're just jealous because nobody's asked you for 100,000.
I'm past the age too now.
Yeah, you'd be lucky for 20 G's.
Past that age.
Yeah.
20, no. I guess kind of 20 years ago. For these guys?
Oh, for these guys, yeah. I was going to say. For me, it's only been 6. So, moving on.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know. It's when we
I'm using anti-aging lotion. What do you want from me?
Well, you're... More of it, and less forehead.
Oh. Bangs.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. On other people, it's just called full hair.
All right.
Sorry.
It's starting to feel sad.
Yeah. Man, nobody wants me. All right. Moving along, okay? This is a quick little story, but it's an intriguing one.
Okay.
So another Florida man arrested for calling sex worker on his honeymoon.
I don't, I'm guessing it was the caller's honeymoon, right? Or is it the sex worker's honeymoon?
Oh, that would be despicable if she's like, I'm sorry, I gotta work, honey. He's like, you were working for free 30 seconds ago. It's the job, you know how I am.
I gotta go.
My clients. No, the Florida man.
Okay.
He had just gotten married. He was on his honeymoon, called a sex worker. So a Florida man was arrested on his honeymoon after he answered an ad for a prostitute, according to a local report. Would you be more mad as the new wife, or would you be more disappointed in yourself for having to call a prostitute on your honeymoon?
No, that's clearly the man.
Really?
Issue. He couldn't, like, even if you guys for some reason got into a fight and didn't have intercourse, there's no reason that you're like, man, I really got to get this out. I got to call someone.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
What I was saying was, as the man is totally in fault here. What I'm saying is, as a lady, as a wife, would you internalize that and go, oh, man,
No.
I couldn't even plead. You wouldn't?
No, I would be like, wow, he's got some issues. Good thing this happened day one. Really wish I could have gotten all that planning back for the wedding.
What if she
Let's get a divorce.
What if she gets the divorce
or
gets remarried?
The marriage annulled.
Right. What if she gets the divorce or annulled or whatever, gets remarried, and it happens again? Is it
That's
now
a little traumatizing?
Is it now time for her to internalize, maybe I'm doing something?
How I would internalize that is, wow, I cannot pick them. That would be how I think about it, because I wouldn't think I was the issue.
Okay. Now, it's happened again. You get divorced, and now you're remarried, and a third time...
I'm going to a nunnery.
It happens again.
Actually, I might just get a whole bunch of dogs and call it a day.
Yeah, that's just your life now.
Yeah, I don't need. I'll just have boyfriends. I'll never try to get married, and I'll have a lot of dogs.
Okay, but you still would not be internalizing this at your fault any point in the way?
Bad luck.
You're delusional. I'm sorry.
If they have to call a call girl, I know that you're saying they're in the wrong, and I get that you understand that part.
Yeah.
But that's the first reaction they have to just it not working out. They're like, I gotta call someone. And you happen to pick a guy that does that 3 times in a row. Yeah. You're a bad picker. It's a bad luck thing.
I'm starting to think it's you. If it happens 3 times in a row.
What would make cause for them? Because I would think I would think that I obviously need some lessons, or I should watch a porno or something, take some notes. But the fact that they, in this scenario,
by the way, ladies, don't watch porno to get notes. It doesn't work like that. Guys don't enjoy that.
Oh,
it doesn't work like that because they're playing to the camera. Play to your man.
Yeah, I would assume they'd know that.
Oh, you would assume, huh? I had one lady who kept looking off into the distance the entire time.
What are you looking at?
Yeah, what is going on? What are you talking about? I learned everything from porn. Who are you looking at? Why are you fluffing the guy down the street?
Anyways, but yeah, for the scenario setup of all 3 guys calling a call girl immediately after, instead of just going off in a huff and being like, wow, she's bad in bed, picked a bad one. It's the fact that they immediately have a call girl on hand.
In all fairness, I don't think a guy who's got a prostitute who calls for a prostitute on his honeymoon was waiting to have sex until his marriage.
Exactly. So it seems like a bad pick of the guy.
I will say that I totally agree with you. That being said, the honeymoon is like the one time where it's kind of expected to be kind of like a freak fest. Let your freak flag fly high.
Exactly. And if we look at this story, how it was initially before we put the spin on it, this guy called a call girl on his honeymoon. We don't know if it's the wife's problem. It sounds more like it's his problem.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So Paul Turovsky, 34, left his new bride sleeping in their hotel room in Tampa and went out to meet a prostitute he had connected with online, authorities said. When the self-employed businessman, meeting a self-employed businesswoman, arrived at the Hyatt Hotel. Oh, nice little spot, too. He was placed in handcuffs, caught up in a sting operation by local police to crack down on sex trafficking. I think this is wrong.
What?
Getting arrested for trying to hire a prostitute.
The prostitute gets arrested as well if it wasn't. It's probably an undercover lady or someone they signed in for getting time off their other priors.
To me, this is the same thing as arresting somebody for, not the same thing, but it's the same principle for me as arresting somebody who's going to buy drugs with a fake drug dealer. It's the same meaning.
You're arresting them for their motive.
Well, you're arresting them for just them having. You're not arresting the drug dealer who's selling drugs and profiting off of.
Right, and that's the fall of the government, because they play that game where they'll have the drug dealer kind of working with them because they want to be able to capture all those people that are in their route. So they let the drug dealer keep dealing with these people so that they can arrest the small fry. Either somehow it benefits the police department itself, like good press and good numbers for arrests.
Oh, you mean they use him as a snitch?
Right. They might go the snitch route and try to get a bigger fish upstream, but it's
so
they're playing a chess game, and not everyone's as good as they think they are at it.
Well, anyways, my whole point is I don't think you should be getting. you can't get it's very difficult to get arrested on drug charges today unless you have the intent to sell. I don't understand why paying somebody to have sex, which is safer than getting drugs off the street because of fentanyl nowadays.
Okay.
Right? Why? I think there's an imbalance here where should this guy have totally get yelled at by his wife and divorced and been embarrassed and all that stuff? 100%.
Yeah.
But should you have gotten arrested for prostitution when you went to go buy it?
I think it's I think it's more along the lines of, you know how hitchhiking's illegal, and it's been made illegal because it's,
So if somebody's hitchhiking on the side of the road and then you pick up the hitchhiker,
yeah, you could be arrested for that.
Yeah, see, that's horse crap to me too.
But it's more just because it's dangerous for both parties involved, and that's why they've made it illegal.
But that's the fun.
Yeah.
It's like you're getting rid of everything that's a little dangerous.
Right, but
except for drugs.
This has cracked down on the amount of people that just kind of just disappear, and they aren't able to keep track of them because you just go off with a stranger. I mean, that's also kind of changed over time too, because now since hitchhiking has been made illegal, we've also developed cell phones more. And so instant messaging and tracking phones has made that all a lot easier. So essentially, hitchhiking could come back again because you could be, you have that extra security blanket.
And gas is getting expensive.
Yeah, exactly. But I would say prostitution, I think, is more made illegal just because it's dangerous for both sides that take part.
Yeah, but I get it. Disagree with it, but I get it.
No.
So the only question here was, as a wedding guest, was it too late to get the gifts that they gave returned back to them? Said Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Kronster, adding that Turovsky was one of 176 men arrested in the sting operation. Because honestly, what are they going to do? They're going to get some bond money from these guys, and they're going to get a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, but I would say I think it plays a part in discouraging something that could develop into a bigger problem.
So what if there was a man online who was going, we'll pay $1,000 for sex, and then girls call up and then go, hey, we'll have sex with you. Should they get arrested?
Yes, because there has been cases where they do that, and these girls just completely disappear, and they are sex trafficked, is what happens to them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Noted. Okay, well, moving on, and I gotta say, guys,
sucks for the wife, by the way, who had to find out about this.
Yeah, but in a sense, I feel like if your husband, well, maybe not, to be honest.
I hope you guys didn't have that first night together.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure you guys already fooled around. It's not like he's 34. A lot of 34-year-old men.
Clearly not promiscuous, or is promiscuous mean you go around?
Promiscuous means you go around and sleep around.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Clearly promiscuous.
I thought you were using it sarcastically, so it worked, and then you...
Dang it, I shot myself in the foot.
So, moving on, and like I was saying, guys, this is my favorite story of the day. Okay? So, a Catholic charity hired a man to simulate a mass shooting at their building.
I would be so shocked from this if I was attending this.
It was a drill.
Still.
Yeah. I know. This is like, what was it from The Office? When Dwight lit everything on fire. Yeah. And it's like a real test. They're like, what is going on?
Turns real. Yeah, I mean, in school, we had our little practice routines. If there was a shooter, you go and you get out of the window view and you get underneath some hard surface you can find. And you stay out of view. I don't know if you ever went through that.
It was similar. What they did for us was they told us a couple hiding spots, right? Like closet, underneath the desk, in the like cubbies and whatnot. But then during PE, we also had a gun safety thing, like what to do in the gymnasium.
Oh,
because there is no
they
hiding.
never covered that for me, actually.
Yeah, they don't care about the gymnasium kids. What they did for us was we just dodged bullets all day.
They just played a severe game of dodgeball.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we brought in some paint guns.
Yeah. And so we were all little Neos for an afternoon. It was quite fun.
That does sound fun.
Anyways. So we were all like jazzed for the next shooting. Can't wait for a shooting.
Oh, gosh.
So, moving on. Oh, wait, no, sorry.
Oh, no.
Starting.
Yeah.
That's right. Where am I? Who am I? So, once again, guys, a Catholic charity hired a man to simulate a mass shooting at their building. Let's see how it goes.
All right.
A Nebraska man hired by a local charity to simulate a mass shooting has been charged with making terroristic threats. The Omaha World Herald reported that John Channels was advised by Catholic Charities, an organization with branches across the United States, to make the drill realistic, which he did, complete with paid actors covered in blood.
That's so bad.
He goes, I'm going to stop you right there. I've got it.
We're going to do some real trauma.
Yeah. He goes, listen, if you could make it a little bit more realistic. And he goes, I'm going to stop you there. You're going to want this package. It comes with all this right here. Blood packets.
Mm-hmm. Squirting blood's a must.
Yeah, it comes with paid actors. Don't worry. It's all, they're all college kids. You don't have to pay.
We got one guy that really knows how to spittle up blood.
Yeah, he settles it. Oh, my God. He actually only has one hand, but we make it look like it got shot off. It's great.
Oh, my gosh.
So, unfortunately, the simulation caused chaos among the employees who thought the shooting was real.
Ah.
I wonder why. Kenneth's down! Damn it! I needed my bonus. So, who thought the shooting was real? The news outlet reported that bloodied actors laid in hallways throughout the office building.
Oh, my gosh. Not one of them was like, this could be a bad idea.
I know. Well, not one of them opened their eyes while pure panic was going on, and he's going, you think one of them was just like, I'm nailing this.
I think so.
I am so freaking convincing right now.
That acting career is coming my way.
Yeah. Move over, Mel Gibson. Alrighty. The news outlet reported that the bloody actors laid in hallways throughout the office building. One employee told the World Herald she heard shots behind her and jumped off a retaining wall to try and hide in a dumpster.
Good for her.
Yeah, poor Becky.
Oh, Becky.
It's always Becky. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. You know what you're made of now, though. Mm-hmm. So I hope there's a few guys that were in that group that like
froze.
Well, that they walk around and they've got the I don't even know if Tap Out's still a brand, but you know those types of guys that have the bedazzled jeans and the MMA shirts, even though they don't do MMA, so it has tribal on them. Yeah. And then you take off your shirt and they still have tribal tattoos, and you go, "What tribe are you a part of?" And they go, "Milwaukee."
Yeah, and they're finally challenged to see if they're the heavy lifting guys that can handle pressure, and then turns out they've never thrown a punch in their life.
Yeah, they look down at their shirt for inspiration. It doesn't come. Those types of guys. So the incident, which occurred on May 19th, 2022, began with Channels firing at a conference room window of the office building in which employees happened to be gathered, according to the news outlet. One elderly employee told police she thought she was going to die. This is it. That's the other thing. It's like, I can totally understand this happening at like a brewery or something where it's like a construction work where it's like a bunch of young dudes. Mm-hmm. But as soon as you start putting old people in situations like this broad could have had a heart attack.
Oh, gosh, right?
You could have killed this lady because she thought she was going to die.
Yeah. Like, you got to think the adrenaline's just rushing. Like, it hasn't rushed in years.
Yeah. She's going to go home and jump on top of old Cletus.
What is that?
That's her husband.
Oh, Cletus? That's a name?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. What, haven't you ever watched The Nutty Professor? The Clumps?
Mm-mm.
Damn it, Cletus!
Mm-mm.
You've never seen The Nutty Professor?
No.
Eddie Murphy, he's a fat guy turned skinny. This is a...
No.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills with you because we watched it 2 days ago.
You mean what I fell asleep to right away?
So you watched it.
Saw the beginning.
You've never seen The Nutty Professor, though?
Yeah, and I never saw him use the word or the name Clevis.
Cletus.
Oh.
Like
Sounds
Cleet
even less real.
with us. Cletus. Come on, Cletus. Yeah. Anyways, we'll argue about it later. No, We'll do it now. Actually.
Oh, okay.
All right. Nutty Professor 2, Revenge of the Clumps, something like that. Might not be revenge.
Okay.
So let's see here. So one elderly employee told she was going to die. This is it, she told the world. Channel's lawyer, Aaron Wetzel. Oh, that's not...
Wetzel doesn't sound strong.
No, I would not hire that guy as a lawyer.
What's up, Wetzel?
Yeah, not if you can... If your name can be turned into a high school cheer... Come on, Wetzel, twist him like a pretzel. Yeah, I just don't trust it.
I can see that.
So, yeah, that's what they used to do for wrestling.
Oh.
Because wrestle and pretzel, that was the closest they came. Come on. And then they would say their name, and then they'd go, show them how to wrestle, twist them like a pretzel. Let's go. Let's go.
You say you didn't like it, but I think you might have liked it.
There's so many times I'm trying to listen to my coach, and they're banging on the mat saying... wrestle, twist them like a pretzel, show them how it's done. And I'm going, and I go, what should I do, coach? And I'm looking.
What kind of pretzel should I be?
Yeah, I'm looking at my coach, and I'm like, what should I do? And I hear, twist them like a pretzel, and I go, seems weird, coach, but all right, I'll try. Somebody pass me the salt. I need some mustard. So now I'm hungry. So let's see here. Aaron Wetzel told the publication that Catholic Charities requested the 27-year-old conduct the drill in that specific manner. It's important to note that several of the directors went along with it, and while it was happening, they were not informing employees of what was going on, even as they were asking, Wetzel said. Omaha Catholic Charities Executive Director Denise Bartles, she was not happy with Denise was pissed, said in a statement that the group hired channels based upon recommendations from respected sources, and he clearly misrepresented himself and his qualifications.
I don't know. I think he went over and beyond, honestly.
If this was anything else other than a gun drill instruction, like how to survive one of these types of events, this guy would be getting 5-star reviews on Yelp throughout because he went above and beyond.
Yeah.
That being said, well, this was kind of like, I won't talk about my business idea, so I won't bring it up on the air.
Yeah, gotta keep that on lockdown.
Well, it is illegal, so that's why I don't want to broach it.
Keep it on lockdown.
Yeah, definitely. That's for Florida. So Channel's LinkedIn page states he's a police officer for the Offutt Air Force Base in Nebraska, and that he's also the CEO of the security firm called Exotia Protection Agency. Neither organization responded to insiders' requests for comment. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm going to shut my face. But good for you, buddy. You're a CEO of a security firm. So the Daily Beast reported law enforcement said they weren't alerted to the drill and responded as if it were an active crime scene. That would have been terrifying as the drill instructor, right?
Oh my gosh, right?
So Don Klein, the attorney for Douglas County. That's a name of an attorney. Mm-hmm. Who's going to win against
Don Klein?
Don Klein
has another case on his hands
versus Aaron Wetzel. I'm going with Don.
Aaron Wetzel.
I'm your attorney, Aaron Wetzel. I'm your lawyer. You're gonna be free, Don Klein. Yeah, there's just a confidence with that name.
Yeah, there is.
My grandfather's name was Don.
It is a pretty cool name. it sounds like it would mean king or something.
Don, he's a Don.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like that. Yeah, obviously I think of dawn as in it's dawn time.
I think of Don Julio.
Oh, do you?
The tequila.
Yeah, actually, my grandfather's name was Don, and he beat my family. So we aren't allowed to use that name anymore.
Darn.
Yeah, it
is a good one.
It's a good name, isn't it? I know.
Another person ruined another good name.
Just a couple black eyes is all it took. Who would have thunk it? So Don Klein, the attorney for Douglas County, told the news outlet that police came. They didn't know this was happening. They thought it was a real active shooter. There were people calling 911. So which is a part of the drill. So whoever did that, good on ya.
Mm-hmm.
So
A+ extra brownie points.
Yeah. So local news station KMTV reported that Channels identified himself to police as an Offutt civilian police officer. Mm-hmm. On Tuesday. Channels was arrested and charged with 5 counts of making terroristic threats and 1 weapons count. Oh, so he was telling him to sit down, shut up, or I'll freaking shoot you.
Really picked up his role and ran with it.
Yeah. You want to see Jesus, mother? They're like...
He got tattoos.
Yeah, they're like, this guy really takes his job seriously, which is great because, it's gun safety, but it's really terrifying.
Why did you shave your head?
Yeah. The Nazi tattoo was not needed. It's with you forever, man. So this isn't Channel's only run-in with the law.
Okay.
In May, he was arrested and charged with 3 felonies, which included first-degree sexual assault of a child, visual depiction of sexually explicit conduct of a child, and attempted intentional child abuse.
I really wonder who were the reliable people that recommended this guy.
It was Epstein. Well,
very reliable.
Well, from beyond the grave.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I get for taking... Hey, Epstein, who did your wall work? This is incredible in here. Would you believe it was 100% free? Really? I didn't even have to pay him. No, I just had to let him use one of my... So Catholic Charities, Aaron Wetzel, the Douglas County Attorney's Office, and the Omaha Police Department did not immediately respond to the insider's request for comment. The child abuse... Anytime there's a child abuse allegation... I immediately have to disagree with whatever the person did. Even if it is like later on and they're like, I didn't cheat Monopoly. I'm like, yeah, but you're a child abuser, so I can't take your word on anything.
Right. And then this is the stunt you pull too. I got to think you're a little bit crazy.
He probably is.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, though, I think he's been waiting for somebody to tell him that we want to make this be as realistic as possible. And he goes, done. And they go, you sure? He goes, no. You want the platinum.
It's a shame because his work ethic is there.
Yeah, he really put in some time on that.
He missed it on where this should actually be delegated. Like maybe making a movie. You should be in charge of movie sets.
I think, the church and schools. Maybe just don't do it there. Those 2 spots.
I'm picturing this recommendation. You're like, who really knows how to make a make-believe mass shooting? I got just the guy for you.
Yeah. So you're telling me you really learned all the lessons? He goes, oh, yeah, he burned it into me. I wake up with cold sweats every night thinking about his lessons.
So they stuck with you. Good. All right. We'll call this guy.
He's great. Yeah. Sure. I also have a name for a therapist. They work together. They're brothers.
Mm-hmm,
yeah. Right. All right. Well, moving on.
That'll be a drama TV series.
Yeah. Seriously.
A reality one.
Yeah. This guy takes his job way too far. So let's get into some sports, yeah?
Oh, I do enjoy a good sport or two.
Yeah, well, it's soccer. It's your favorite.
Oh.
So an Australian soccer club is extremely saddened after players' public sex act goes viral.
Public sex act.
Sex act, yeah.
What
would make a public sex act, what would make him go extremely saddened? What would it have to be videoed?
I don't know, because you did it in public, so you're expecting this to be sent to even more public.
Right.
I don't know what could have made you sad.
No. The club is sad. So the team that he represents is saddened.
I don't know. Maybe he cheated.
You think it was a cheating thing?
Maybe it's a cheating thing.
But he did it in public.
That doesn't stop cheaters. That's where they thrive. They're seen.
No, that's not where they thrive. In public. In the shadows. That's where they thrive.
Yeah, but if you're seen by strangers, it doesn't matter. And that's where the rush is.
Yeah, but if you're you're
tempting
not
fate.
Well, yeah, but if you're a soccer star, you're getting recognized.
I don't know.
Anyways.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they were too intense.
You let me know later, okay?
Okay.
So a Melbourne suburban football club has released a statement to say it is extremely saddened after senior players were filmed performing a public sex act during Mad Monday celebrations. Video of the act, which appears to have been performed in a public bar in front of teammates, has been spreading across the internet. The shocking video shows one player exposing his genitals before another man performs a sex act on him, as cheering can be heard in the background of the video.
Whoa, that is steamy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I wasn't expecting it. It's like you were supposed to do this in June.
I'm trying
Pride
to.
Month.
I'm picturing the rest of the bar witnessing this.
Yeah, it's very.
And then you just see this team cheering.
Yeah, usually you don't get that much cheering for male on male blowjobs.
I was wondering if it was that. Yeah, it was that.
Was that why you were probing? That was you probing? Was
yeah.
This whole thing?
And I'm like, with sports too, you picture, whenever you hear sports, you picture a commentator just traveling with a group of them for some reason.
Look at the form of that. His shoulders are...
He goes all the way.
Yeah. His shoulders are square. His hands are tight. Lift not a little bit clammy, but he is ready for this. He's trained all of his life.
Gosh. They said much preparation went into this one.
Look at the form. God, you could tell he's been training night and day for this.
My gosh, this is... Yeah, that is... The owner of this club was like, what trouble can these guys really get into tonight? Go have a fun one.
To me, it's just weird that we're now cheering for... I think this is a... It seems... The fact that it was...
Sorry.
I think this just proves that locker rooms have gotten a lot more...
They become a safe place everywhere.
Yes. Because there's not a lot of teams that I was on when I was 18 to 22 that would have cheered me for getting my wiener sucked by a dude.
I would say it's probably slim to none for you.
Yeah, that is the name of my penis.
Yeah, and it has to do also with just how hypersexual we have become as a society and how okay we are with it.
Yeah.
To the point where a team's like, oh yeah, we endorse this.
Yeah.
Good for these guys. We always felt they had good chemistry on the field.
Yeah. The way that he passed the ball back and forth.
We're not surprised with that one, though. He juggled really well.
Yeah. My God.
Very good at handling balls.
We always wondered why he sprinted down the sideline with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He always took slide tackles a little bit more personally than everybody else. Don't know what he's about. All right.
He was always pulling on other people's shirts. Who knew he was just trying to take them off?
Yeah. We kept giving him yellow cards. We should have given him something else.
Just wanted a green card.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Where was I? So it can be heard cheering in the background. So the Glen Waverly Football Club has confirmed the players involved are members of the club's senior playing group and confirmed the video was taken this week during an end-of-season celebrations that were not sanctioned by the club. The Herald Sun reports a patron also claims the players were also abusive to other people in the public establishment.
Yeah, their ears and eyes.
And nose. You're like, I'm not sure what you can... Oh, it was musty.
Pungent.
Yeah. So the Glen Waverly Football and Netball Club released a letter to its members and wider community to state the players involved will be disciplined.
It makes me think they had a bet going. But they were two, at least, gay or bi men.
I think I'm a little...
Whoa.
A little homophobic of this.
I thought you were coming out of the closet.
No, I don't have that until I'm 42. That's
right.
for later in life.
All right, fair enough.
And then I'm supposed to live
I gotta berate you some more, make you really hate women.
Yeah, tell me to take out the trash when it's like hailing out. That'll help. If I join a football club, that'll be another pretty big indicator for you.
Gotcha.
No, what I was thinking was, because I'm trying to say, when I have this type of reaction, if it was a woman on man, and while I would still deem it inappropriate, I think the whole scene of a bunch of dudes cheering on another dude who's getting his wiener sucked at a bar by another dude.
I don't even think if it matters if you switch in a girl for that scenario. It is weird and wrong.
I agree that it's weird and wrong, but I also will have to come to terms with it that I do have a double standard when it comes to that. I would be much more, I would have to be in the environment. Would I cheer on my buddy, though?
I wouldn't. There's a place for that. I don't want to see that.
I agree.
I'm having a beer to enjoy the game we had. What does it have to do with sex?
There's a 50-50 chance of me cheering for a woman doing it to a man. It's about a 25-75 if it's a man to man. And I'm being 100% honest, and I know this makes me look a little bad, but I got to say, I'm going to cheer when I approve of something.
I wouldn't cheer for either of them.
It depends on the mindset that I'm in. If I'm a part of the group and it's all a good time and
no, I wouldn't cheer for him.
And my buddy drops Nutella on his pants, and my other buddy says, "Let me get it for you."
Yeah. Oh, don't waste a napkin.
No.
No. It's same level for me. Public indecency. I don't need to see that at a bar.
And then
I'm trying to enjoy my beer.
And maybe he slowly unzips it, and he looks at it, and we all look at him, and he looks at us. I'm sorry, I got lost. I got lost. All right, I've decided it's 75-25 the other way this time. I'm more inclined to cheer.
All right, well, Andrew finds himself.
Yeah. Andrew, hands on the computer, please. What are you doing?
Keep him where I can see him.
Yeah. If you hear cheering in the background, we know what's going on.
Ain't nobody cheering for that.
Yeah. For slim to none. Yeah. Whip it out.
Ain't that the truth?
It is out.
Yeah.
So let's see here. So the committee has been made aware of an incident which has occurred during the postseason celebrations of some of our senior playing group. While this occurred away from the club and was not a club-sanctioned event, we are extremely saddened and disappointed in the behavior shown by people who should have known better.
Yep. Well, when booze is involved,
yeah,
you make bad choices.
Yeah, just,
It's you're surrounded by your peers. You made a weird judgment call. For some reason, they applauded you.
Yeah, dudes being dudes in prison. It's like dudes being dudes in prison.
Ugh, gosh. I'm glad it didn't happen at a bar around me. So.
Yes, also very happy. All right, moving along. All right. Okay, well, this is always every flyer's nightmare. 2 Air France pilots suspended over mid-flight fight in cockpit.
That doesn't bode well. They just kind of fall out of the cockpit.
Yeah, they tumble back. What is going on here? So it was a case of fight or flight. Actually, it was a case of Fight Inflight.
Yeah.
So.
Good old autopilot.
Yeah. 2 Air Force pilots have been... Air France, sorry. 2 Air France pilots have been suspended after they exchanged blows in the cockpit during a flight from Geneva to Paris, in June, an airplane official said on Sunday. The plane had just taken off from the Swiss city when the pilot and co-pilot got into an argument that led to one of them throwing a punch and the two grabbing at each other's collars. Switzerland's LA Tribune reported.
I don't think the guy that threw the first punch, I don't think he should ever be able to fly again.
No. As soon as you throw a punch, you're endangering everybody's lives.
Yeah. That's crazy. You couldn't hold it in for, 6 hours? I don't know how far this is.
From Geneva to France? To Paris?
Yeah.
Probably not that far. I would say it's like maybe a 3-hour flight.
Yeah, you hold it together.
Yeah. What if you slept with your wife?
Even so, you that's your responsibility as a pilot.
What if you slept with your daughter?
I don't think the risk of having other people have to pay for it, I understand the base emotion might cause you to react that way.
What if you don't kill him right now? He'll go on in the future to kill 300,000 people.
That's justifiable.
So then you would take out that plane?
Yeah, at that point.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
If that's the circumstances. I think majority of the people on the plane would be okay and understanding about that.
So there is a line in the sand for you to punch somebody while they're flying a plane.
If he had a detonator on him and he was like, hey, I'm going to push this button, it's going to kill 50 million people. You throw a punch.
You throw a punch.
Yeah.
My rule of thumb for punching pilots is you're only allowed to punch the pilot if you know also how to fly a plane.
Yeah, right.
So wait, you knocked out the one guy that knows how to fly a plane? Why? You had beef with him? Now I've got beef with you now.
Yeah, right.
So the cabin crew was forced to intervene. The women of France. And one member stayed in the cockpit to babysit the pair for the remainder of the approximately 1 hour and 15-minute flight to the French capital.
It's even shorter than we thought.
Well, it was the remainder.
Right, it just took off, though, when they threw the punch. It said they had just taken off.
No, it did not.
Mm-hmm.
No, it didn't.
Swears it.
No.
You said it to me.
I did not say it to you.
Okay.
You're just
okay.
I didn't just make this up in my mind.
We're gonna look at this article later.
I'm looking at it right now.
You're studying it hard.
It's like 4 paragraphs. I know what it is. Yeah. After they exchanged blows in the cockpit during a flight from Geneva to Paris, the plane had just taken off from the city on the power.
It feels so good.
It's from another story. Nothing to do with this. Yeah, so about 1 hour and 15.
Yeah, they couldn't hold it together for that. At least the guy that threw that first punch.
So as soon as he lands, then he can throw it?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Put that thing in park, throw your punch.
Okay. Put it in idle.
Yeah,
Let it simmer.
Exactly.
So the mid-air brawl didn't affect the rest of the flight, and the plane landed safely, according to an airline rep. A spokeswoman for the airline also called the behavior of the since-grounded pilots totally inappropriate. The one who threw the punch should be fired.
Yeah. The other guy,
maybe
slap on the wrist. I don't know if you're just a victim in this case, but
yeah,
I think
it depends
you'll have
on
to take a little bit of the fall too.
Yeah, it's just you kind of have to punish both people in a fight. It's unfortunate, but you kind of just to show people that don't get into altercations.
Yeah. Unless you can prove the other person was being volatile to a point that you had to handle them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound like that because they both went back to piloting.
Right. So, moving on. Okay. So we have 2 stories left for you guys.
What?
They're both pretty similar. But we're going to play a game of who did it better.
Cool.
Okay?
Cool.
So, who did it better? Did Grandpa do it better or did Mom do it better?
Ooh.
Similar situations.
Exactly.
We're going to see what happened. So, Grandpa hits daughter's fiance who had pants down in front of 5-year-old. So, the grandfather of a 5-year-old found his daughter's fiance with his pants down in front of the child.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. You punch him.
That's worth a punch.
That's worth a good punch.
Mid-flight?
Yeah.
Okay,
Depending on how big the cabin is, too, I would risk it just in the chance that another person on the plane might fly planes. One of the passengers.
What if nobody else could fly the plane?
Then you try to figure out the radio, call home, and see if they can walk you through it.
I had to punch this guy. Why? Couldn't you just keep the child away?
I got
it.
That's a weird setup
It
scenario.
is a scenario. Yeah, he flies in the sky. He goes, give me your child.
Yeah.
Do you know how to fly? I go, no. He goes, give me your child then. And I'll land you safely. I would be shit out of luck.
Yeah, that would be crazy. But yeah, punching this fiance,
Respectable.
yeah, completely.
So the grandpa walked past a bedroom in a multifamily house and saw his granddaughter sitting on the lap of 22-year-old Aaron Coonigan, his daughter's fiance, on August 24th. So he thought this was weird, but did not think anything else about it, an affidavit shows. It depends on how he was sitting. If it's like one knee, you know what I mean? Like if the little kid is sitting on one knee, I don't think that's weird.
He's pantsless though.
Not yet. He's not pantsless.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, because he said sitting on the lap, so it's like
right. One knee's okay. Even two. It's
if
really
it was a straddled child, that's pretty weird.
that is kind of weird unless they're playing like a lap game, which my
Yeah.
grandmother used to do with it, where she pretended to drop you, but she'd catch you in between her legs, and then she'd pull you back up again, and then she'd do it again.
It's a similar game that my grandpa Don played with us, except he didn't catch us. So it was a short game.
Teach you to play with me.
Yeah. So let's see here. A few minutes later, the grandpa began to think the bedroom was too quiet and went to look. The affidavit says, too quiet? But he's always wanted to say that line. What's wrong? It's too quiet.
I understand that feeling though. You're like, wait a second, something's just not right.
There's a 3 or a 5-year-old in there. It should be screaming.
Yeah, at least like gabbing. They're very talkative usually.
So he walked in to find Coonigan in the corner of the bedroom with his pants down and genitals exposed in front of the 5-year-old girl who also had her pants down and genitals exposed.
Punch him. Get a knife and punch him. And then turns out it's a stabbing.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then later remember to your own self that you actually stabbed and murdered a man.
Okay. Yeah, not that far, but I would be.
I think you're allowed to stab a dude.
Right?
Your
It's
genitals
like,
are...
chop it off.
Yeah. So the grandfather punched Coonigan, yelled, and called the police, according to the affidavit.
Good on your grandfather for just being like, something's just not right here.
So the Middletown Borough Police Department arrived at the apartment and arrested Coonigan, according to the August 25th news release. Coonigan later told police that he felt numb during the incident and was fighting himself whether or not to have sex with the victim. You freaking liar.
Yeah, you were going for it.
Yeah,
you weren't fighting yourself.
You don't take pants down.
I
think you were losing that fight.
Yeah, you secluded her away in
Put her in a corner.
in a room with just you and yourself. Yeah, it's you had plans, sir.
You brought rip-off pants. I think we all knew what you were about.
I just heard a whole bunch of buttons snapping.
Yeah. It was too quiet.
It was quiet.
Yeah, it was too quiet. Then all of a sudden... What was that? Something's amiss. So the victim mentioned that there were 5 prior incidents, the 5-year-old said.
Jesus.
But Coonigan denied them. Yeah, well, you're full of crap.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
His fiance, though. Who is she? Like, what is she up to?
Yeah.
Because you got to think his fiance he's 21.
So she's got to be around that age.
Right? So she's either an older sister of this little girl.
Or the mom.
Or she could be the grandfather's. She could be the mom.
Yeah. Hard to say.
Yeah, they didn't include that.
All right. Moving. Because if it was it wouldn't be weird to see a little kid sitting on the lap of a fiance's. You know what I mean? Because you're like, oh, he's going to be the pseudo father.
He's going, right, exactly.
But it would be weird to see it if he wasn't going to, like, if he was going to be like an uncle.
It has a little bit more of an, like, maybe an alarm bell, but at the same time, it's going to be family.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of, in a family, everyone kind of shares the responsibility of making sure the kids are happy and playing safely.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't think twice if he's like, I'm going to go play dolls with Cindy.
Yeah, you're like, why does he always volunteer?
Yeah.
Weird. All right, moving on. All right, we'll see.
Put him on an island.
All right, so another island. So moving on to the last story of the day. Who did it better?
The mother.
Mom chops off boyfriend's penis after he tried to rape her daughter. A mother in India allegedly sliced off her boyfriend's penis on Wednesday after he tried to rape her 14-year-old daughter. I have no regrets for what they did.
Mom did it better.
The 36-year-old unnamed mom.
She took care of it once and for all. Chop, chop.
Wow. I was working in the farm when the incident took place. Fortunately, I returned home in the nick of time and caught him red-handed, she said, explaining the series of events that led to the incident. He even attacked me while I was trying to save my daughter, so I brought a knife from the kitchen and chopped off his private parts to teach him a lesson. I don't think it's called teaching him a lesson. I think it's called removing the lesson plan.
I would agree. I think she did great work. Chopped it off.
Because regardless of if he learned the lesson or not, there's no way he'll be able to implement the lessons that he's learned. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
But I still agree with what this lady
did. Take the
did.
choice out of his hand.
Literally.
Yeah.
And put it right into a dumpster.
Some people never learn, especially these people.
I threw it in the back and then the elephants came and they laughed at it and then they started hucking it around.
Yeah. I mean, I said grab a knife and then punch him, and then it turns out
it was a stab.
Yeah.
So police told the Times of India that the boyfriend, 32, had been booked for rape, but was in critical condition after the mom chopped off his genitals. His exact charges and current condition are unknown, and it is unclear if the mom will face any charges. So who did it better?
The mom did. Both people exceptional in stopping that from carrying on further. And just being there to protect your kid and stepping up. But good on you, Ma, for just kind of just removing this predator from the world altogether. Well, removing what he wants done.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Now his ultimate goal is probably
to pee standing
impossible
up
to read or impossible to do.
Yeah.
I mean, if not difficult.
Yeah. Whew.
And also, yeah, he has to pee sitting down now, so enjoy that in prison.
Yeah, welcome to the struggles. It's real. Alrighty, guys. Well, let us know who you thought did it better in the comment section down below.
Either way, both scum are caught.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in to another fantastic episode of Sheep. And as always,
stay classy out there, everyone.
there you go.